We're going to add car damage using the deformable mesh add-on to deform the mesh of the car on impact. So let's dive into Godot. So to start off, we're going to go to the asset library and we're going to search for deform, and we're going to install deformable mesh and hit download and install. And then you can hit OK, and after it's installed, you want to go to project settings and go to plugins and make sure you enable the plugin and hit close. And now if we go into our car scene, I tried using dev5 and it wouldn't let me add the nodes, but with dev4 it works as it should, and this isn't updated to work with the latest releases, so you might have to change your version in order to get it working. But let's start here. So select the car and you want to hit the plus button and you want to search for deform, and we want to add the deformable mesh instance 3D and hit create. For each mesh that you want to deform, you want a deformable mesh instance. So this car is made out of the car model. It has this piece in the back and it has the wheels. And we can select the spoiler and we can hit the drop down arrow on the mesh and we can hit copy, and then we can paste it on the original mesh. And it changed position a little bit. So one thing you can do is drag the deformable mesh instance onto the original. So in this case the spoiler, go into the transform and reset the rotation and the position. They're still a little bit off. Oh, the scale is different. So now they're in the exact same position. We can drag them above and we can delete the old spoiler. And now we want another deformable mesh instance. So let's add one. And this will be the body. So on this one I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna drag it onto the body and I'm gonna reset all its values. And then go to the body, copy the mesh of the car and paste it on the original mesh on this one. And now we can drag them out of the body and we can delete the old body. And we can rename this so we know what they are. This can be the back part and this can be the main part. It doesn't really matter what you call them. I'm gonna minimize the wheels. Then I'm gonna add a new node and this will be a spherical deformer. I'm gonna drag it up here, and if we go into the back part, we will see that there is this array of deformers. We can open it up and we can hit add element. And then if I drag this out a little bit, you can see that we have the assign part. And if we press that, we will get the list of deformers that we can add to it. So I'm gonna select the spherical deformer and hit OK. And now if I select the spherical deformer and move it over to the piece, you will see that it's moving it around. It's quite intense now, but we're gonna mess with that later. And then on the car, we can also add the same deformer. So I'm gonna make a new element and assign it. And you can assign it to both things at the same time. So right now it's impacting everything, as you see. And then we're also gonna add another deformer. This will be a standard deformer. And this one works a little bit different. It has bend, twist and taper. But we're gonna assign it to both of them. Add another element on the deformers, assign the standard deformer. I'm gonna do that to both of them. And now if I select the standard deformer, I think I want the bend to be 5 degrees, maybe 10 to show it off a little bit more. And on the spherical deformer, I'm gonna move it maybe to the back right here. And then I can change the strength of it. And if you make it negative, it's gonna stretch out. I think I wanted something like this. That's perfect. And then we can add more of these. So I'm gonna add another standard deformer. I'm gonna assign this one as well. Add element, assign. Remember to do it to all the things you want to deform. And this one won't be a bend. This one will be a twist. Let's make it 10. You can change the axis that they are bending on. I'm pretty happy with that. And then you can also add more spherical deformers. And this one I have to assign. And I want to put it in the front. That's perfect. And I'm pretty happy with the damage to the car. If you hide them, you can see what it looked like before. This is a brand new car, and then we show them all at the same time. You can see that it's pretty damaged. You can really adjust these and make it just the way you want. And then I'm also gonna add some particles from the hood to show that it's damaged for GPU. And add a GPU particles 3D, and I'm gonna go to process pass and make a new particle process material. And then on the draw pass, I'm gonna make a new sphere mesh and you will see that it starts falling. I'm gonna go into the particle process material and change the gravity to go up. So let's try maybe 3 and then we can move it to the hood. I think that's pretty good. Move it up a little bit so it's inside the hood. And change display and scale. And I like using scale curves, so I'm gonna make a new curve texture, open it up. I'm gonna set the endpoint to the bottom, and I think they're overall too big. Let's make it 0.2 and 0.5. And then on the draw pass, let's give it a standard material, and let's set the albedo to something dark gray, something like that. And then also let's change the spawn and position, and we have to change the emission shape. We can do a box, and I like that they changed so we can see how big the box is. So we can scale it to the right size, and the particles will spawn inside of this box. So let's not make it too big, maybe something like that. And we can increase the amount of particles as well. So let's go to the top. I think I want something like 25, and this is like max damaged core. We can go into the time and let's put some randomness to 1. And I'm pretty happy with that. So now we've made how the car will look when it's fully damaged. There's a lot of tiny settings that you can adjust here to make the effect look different. And the spherical deformer had 3 different settings. We're changing how powerful it is. And the standard deformers has 3 types, and they all do different things. I have a second video that goes more in depth in the plugin. So let's go to the car. And let's go into the script, and at the top of the script we're gonna add a new exported variable for the max health, and then under it we add a variable which is the health. It starts out being equal to the max health, and then we can add a damage speed threshold, and this is useful if you don't want the car to take damage when you're moving really slow. So it only takes damage if it's moving faster than the threshold. And then we can add a damage multiplier. So if you want the car to take more damage or less damage, you can adjust this. And all the exported variables are adjustable if you select the car with the script on it in the inspector. So here we have max health, the damage speed threshold, which you can adjust, and I will show you how to adjust it, and then the damage multiplier. And now we need something to pick up the damage, as we don't have anything right now. So I'm gonna add a new node, and this will be area 3D, and area 3D needs a collision shape, and I'm gonna add a collision shape 3D. When it creates, we're gonna go into the 3D view, make a new shape. This will be a box. For now, I'm gonna hide all of the damage so we can see the original shape, and I'm gonna drag it out to fit the car. You might have to make it bigger than the collision for the car in order for it to register. So in this case, normal car collision is pretty small, but the area for the damage is pretty big. So that will be fine. And you might want to have to move it up from the ground as well, because otherwise it might register the ground as being hit with something. So I'm actually gonna move it at least above half of the wheel. I think maybe it's a good point. Something like that I think is pretty good. Surrounds the car perfectly. Let's select area 3D. And we want to go into the node and the signals tab, and then you want to get the body entered, and let's hit connect and connect it to the car with the script and hit connect, and we will get a brand new function here. And inside of this function we will make a speed variable, and this will take in the velocity of the car, and the length tells us how fast it's going. And then below this we can add a damage variable, and this will take in the speed that we're going, and it multiplies it by the damage multiplier. And that's adjustable if you want it to take less damage. And then below this we will deal the damage to the car. So we update the health, and if we hover over the clamp it tells us what it does. So we have the value part, which is the part that we're modifying of it, and then we have the minimum and the maximum. So in the first part we make health minus damage, and it can't go below 0.0 and it can't go above the max health. So it takes away the damage from the health, and if we don't want to deal damage, if we're going slow, under the speed we can add a if statement checking if the speed is below the damage speed threshold. And if it is, we can just exit out of the function, so we can use a return. And in order to test this, we can print out the linear velocity, so we can paste that inside of the print. And we will modify the damage speed threshold based on that. But let's continue for now. And if we want to see in the output how much damage the car took, we can print the damage, and then we can also print the health. And to control the particle amount and the damage to the car, we can add a new variable, which we can call damage ratio. And it starts at 1 and then minus health divided by max health. So if health is 100 and it divides by the max health, which is 100, it's 1, so it's 1 minus 1. But if we have, let's say, 50 health and divided by 100, we get 0.5, so the damage ratio will be 0.5. And we can use this to affect the GPU particles. So let's drag them into the script, and if we go to the inspector, we will have a amount ratio, and we can drag this into the script, and let's add a dot amount ratio, and this should equal the maximum, which is 1.0, which we see here. 1.0 is the max, and we can multiply it by the damage ratio. And then we can drag in the deformers. So I'm going to drag all of them in here. And the spherical deformer has strength. You can do the other ones if you want to, but I'm going to do strength. So dot strength should equal the maximum, which I have set to 0.53. And then we multiply it by the damage ratio. And then we go through the rest. This one is bend and angle. Let's do dot angle, and it's called bending angle, and we set it to 20 multiplied by damage ratio. Then we go to the next one. So bending angle equals 10 multiplied by damage ratio. And the last one is strength. This one was set at 1.6767, so we can do strength, the maximum multiplied by damage ratio. That's all we're gonna need for the script. We might wanna reset the damage, and if we show all of these again, we can see the damage. If we set the damage to 0 and the twist to 0, I think we're gonna undo everything. Yes, we did. And on the particles, we can lower the amount ratio to 0, and now we can see the car damage. If you want to always see the car damage, you can make a ready function, and you can do the same as we did here, but set them equal to 0 or something. So when you start the game, it turns them off, but you can also do it manually. So we have something to detect bodies, which we connected the signal here, but we don't have a body for the environment. I'm using a CSG combiner, and it has collision, but this collision isn't a body. So I'm gonna turn off the collision for the CSG combiner. And if you press CSG in the middle here, you can bake the collision ship. I think this is available for more things than CSG boxes. So now we got the collision shape for the whole environment. And you can probably just use any collision shape. You don't need to bake it. Maybe have your own collision shapes, for example. And then we want to search for body. You can use any body here because it will still register it. A static body is something that doesn't move. So I'm gonna be using that for the environment. Static body 3D. It could be other cars. It could be a character. But I'm gonna select the static body. And I'm gonna hit create. And then we drag in the baked collision into the static body. And that's all you have to do. And if I run the game now and run into the wall in front of me, I should take all the damage. And my car got really screwed up. So if we want to more easily see what's being printed in the terminal, and if you put this speed inside of the process function, we can see the speed at all time. Maybe this is easier for determining what speed you want the car to not take damage at. I think it's going pretty slow right now. I would say under 15 shouldn't probably take damage. But maybe you think the car should take damage at this speed, then you can lower the threshold. And that was just by selecting the car and changing the damage threshold. Run it again, faster than 15. You see that we have a little bit of damage and a little bit of smoke. I actually took a lot of damage there, maybe more than I would have wanted, because I'm already at 23 health for the car and I didn't even crash that hard. So let's go back to the car and let's lower the damage multiplier So I'm actually gonna lower the damage multiplier to 1, and if I run into this small wall here, I took 20 damage. I think that's a pretty good amount. And if I run at full speed into the wall in front of me, I'm at 56 health, and I think that's pretty good. And you see that there's more damage and more smoke depending on how damaged the car is. So we're at 16 health, and now we're at 0 health. So this is the max damage of the car. It still functions and works the same, but you can adjust that as well in the part that we adjust the strength and the amount. Maybe you want to lower the speed of the car, maybe you want to change the steering of the car, or make it not work after it's a certain health, or make it explode or something. You can do pretty much anything. Thanks for watching, and special thanks to my members. For source code, custom videos or coaching, check out my Ko-Fi, and I'll see you in the next one.